Deep breath. Feel the air fill my lungs. This is the right thing to do. The country needs to see that our democracy still works, no matter how painful this is. Breathe out, scream later. I'm standing just inside the door at the top of the steps leading down to the inaugural platform, waiting for the announcer to call Bill and me to our seats. I'm imagining that I'm anywhere but here. Bali, maybe? Bali would be good. It's tradition for Bill and me, as a former president and first lady, to attend the swearing in of the new president. I had struggled for weeks with whether or not to go. John Lewis wasn't going. The civil rights hero and congressman said that the president-elect was not legitimate because of the mounting evidence of Russian interference in the election. Russia again. Other members of Congress were joining him in boycotting a president-elect they saw as divisive. A lot of my supporters and close friends urged me to stay home too. My friends understood how painful it would be to sit on the platform and watch Donald Trump sworn in as our new commander-in-chief. I had campaigned relentlessly to make sure that never happened. I was convinced he represented a clear and present danger to the country and the world. Now the worst had happened, and he was going to take the oath of office. Plus, after the mean-spirited campaign Trump ran, there was a decent chance I'd get booed or met with "lock her up" chance if I went. Still, I felt a responsibility to be there. The peaceful transfer of power is one of our country's most important traditions. I had touted it around the world as Secretary of State, hoping that more countries would follow our example. If I really believed in it, I had to put my feelings aside and go. Bill and I checked with the Bushes and the Carters to see what they were thinking. George W. and Jimmy had been among the first to call me after the election, which meant a lot to me. George actually called just minutes after I finished my concession speech and graciously waited on the line while I hugged my team and supporters one last time. When we talked, he suggested we find time to get burgers together. I think that's Texan for "I feel your pain." Both he and Jimmy knew what it felt like to put yourself on the line in front of the whole country, and Jimmy knew the sting of rejection. He and I commiserated over that a bit. "Jimmy, this is the worst." "Yes, Hillary, it is." It was no secret that these former presidents weren't fans of Donald Trump. He had been absolutely vicious to George's brother, Jeb, in particular. But were they going to the inauguration? Yes. That gave me the push I needed. Bill and I would go. That's how I ended up right inside the door of the Capitol on January 20th, waiting to be announced. It had been such a long journey to get here. Now I just had to take a few more steps. I took Bill's arm and squeezed it, grateful to have him by my side. I took a deep breath and walked out the door with as big a smile as I could muster.